Welcome to Statistical Forecasting with Excel. Today, we are diving into the powerful world of Excel's statistical tools to forecast future trends. Don't worry, it is easier than you think. You will be learning how to use simple tools like LINEST and TREND to make predictions. By the end of this, you will be forecasting like a pro. What is linear regression? Linear regression might sound fancy, but it's really just finding a straight line that best fits your data. This line helps us predict what will happen in the future based on what has happened in the past. Imagine you are looking at sales data. If sales have been going up steadily, regression can help you predict where they will go next. Example, think of it like predicting how much your savings will grow based on how much you have saved each month so far. Why use LINEST and TREND in Excel? These two functions are the real heroes of forecasting in Excel. LINEST gives you the equation of the line, the math behind your forecast. TREND fills in the missing data points, projecting your future values automatically. Hands-on example forecasting sales. Let's say you run a small bakery and you have the last 6 months of sales data. You want to predict next month's sales to help you stock up on ingredients. Here is how we'll do it using LINEST and TREND. So the sales data from January to June are given. Step by step using LINEST in Excel. Select your data, highlight your sales data for the past months, insert the LINEST formula, interpret the results. So this is the Excel file we'll be working on. So from month January to June, the sales are given. The yellow cells show the sales which are given, and we have to predict the sales from July to December. So the first method we are going to use is the LINEST method. So you see here the slope, here we are going to type the formula. Just go to the cell B20 and write the formula equal to LINEST. And see the first argument is the known y's, so which means the dependent variable. So these are the dependent variables available. Then comma. And starting from January to June is the first 6 months. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then bracket close. So see here, I typed the formula in cell B20, but showing two values. So one in B20 and another in C20. The first one is the slope 200 and the second one is the intercept 833.33. Let's use these two values to forecast the sales from July to December. The way we are going to do it is that go to the July cell, which is C10, and press equal. It is going to be slope and then absolute reference it. Just press F4 and you see from B20 it becomes $B, $20. This is absolute referencing, means it's going to make the cell constant and it's not going to change from cell to cell. Times it by the number of months. This time is going to be the 7th month because this is July, plus the intercept. Again, absolute reference it by pressing F4. The only variable is going to be the month number. The rest, which is the slope and intercept, will remain the same from cell to cell. That is why it is absolute referenced. Just double click here, it will autofill the rest. So these are the forecasted cells from July to December. So this is one method. The second method is the trend method. Now let's use the second method, the trend method. We are again going to forecast the values from July to December. So go to the cell for July, which is C9. So the first argument is the known y's, which is the actual sales, comma, the known x's are the month numbers, and then finally, comma, the month number. So this time we are figuring out the sales for July, which is month 7. So just select this cell. So this is going to be the only variable cell, the third argument. But the first two arguments, the known y's and the known x, will remain the same for August, September, October, November, December. So that's why you want to absolute reference it. So highlight them and press F4. Again, highlight the second argument and press F4. But you don't want to absolute reference the third argument because it's going to change from cell to cell. So for August, it's going to be 8. For September, it's going to be 9, and so on. So press enter. So once that is done, just go there and double click it to autofill the rest. So see here, the first two arguments remain the same, that is the known y's and known x. But this one changes. If you want to see like which cells are used to calculate this, just click on the formula here. And so I'm going to highlight the cells. So it is using this cells value and the month number value and the month number. If you are comparing the forecasted cells using this method with the first one, LINEST method, you will see it's all the same values. So we'll interpret the results we got in Excel. Results summary, historical cells from January to June. So these are our given cells value and these are our forecasted cells value. Consistent growth. The forecast shows a steady increase in sales with an expected monthly growth of $200, which is the slope. This means the sales trend from the first 6 months is expected to continue for the rest of the year. Projected year-end sales. By December, the forecast predicts sales reaching $3,233, representing a 61% increase from January $1,000. Practical insight. Planning inventory. Based on these projections, it is safe to assume that you will need more stock, especially towards the end of the year. Staffing adjustments. With higher sales, you might want to increase staff for the busier months like November and December. Marketing campaigns. With steady growth, consider launching market promotions during slower months like July to maximize sales potential. Forecast in context. Predictable trends. The linear nature of this forecast assumes the market conditions remain stable. If any seasonal or unexpected events occur, the sales might fluctuate. Seasonality not included. This model doesn't take into account potential seasonal spikes, example holidays. So it is advisable to adjust expectations for peak seasons if your business sees big sales changes during these periods. Key takeaways. The linear trend shows a steady, predictable increase. Use the forecasted data to make data-driven decisions for inventory, staffing, and marketing. Keep in mind external factors and seasonal fluctuations that might impact actual sales. When to use which? Use LINEST if you need the equation of the trend line, slope, and intercept. Want to understand how each parameter affects the forecast. Need regression statistics like R-squared or standard errors for further analysis. Use trend if you just want quick forecasted values based on a linear trend. Don't need to manually calculate the forecast or understand the equation behind the trend. Conclusion. LINEST is useful when you need more insight into the regression model and want to manually forecast future values. Trend is a quicker, simpler method to directly forecast values without manually working with the regression equation.